Today we will read a story about camping. But before that, let's get familiar with some words first. Peak. What do you see in the picture? A mountain with snow on top. Yes, there is snow on the mountain's peak. The peak is the pointed top of a mountain. Liquid. We can see a picture of water in the picture. Water is a kind of liquid. Liquid is a wet material that can be poured. When ice melts, it turns to water. Things you drink like orange juice and milk are also liquids. Shallow. Shallow means not deep. Look at the picture. Which person is standing in shallow water? Yes, the girl. Dip. We see a boy dipping his brush into the paint to get it wet. Then he'll take it out and use it to paint. When you dip something, you put it into liquid quickly and take it out again. Compass. This is a compass. It's a tool used to tell what direction you are facing. Notice the N for north, S for south, E for east, and W for west. Clear. Look at the girl in this picture. She is looking through a window. The glass in the window is clear. When something is clear, you can see through it. Flash. This is a lighthouse. Lighthouses protect ships from crashing into dangerous rocks by flashing a light. Sailors can see from far away. When a light flashes, it goes on and then off quickly. Paddle. What do you see in this picture? A girl is using a paddle to move the canoe along in the water. She is paddling the canoe. Swift. Swift means the same thing as fast. The cheetah is running very fast. The cheetah is very swift. Wild. Wild animals live in the woods, in the jungle, and in the sea. They are not pets. Look at the picture. The fox is a wild animal. There are also wild plants, like dandelions. Wild plants are those that people don't plant. They grow by themselves in nature. Next, let's move to today's story. Camping at the lake, Jordan slipped his favorite action figure, Cy Slider, into his pocket as the car pulled out of the driveway. All of Jordan's friends knew he never went anywhere without Cy. They also knew that Jordan had a bad habit of losing him. So, wherever they went, Jordan's friends and his sister Tiana kept an eye out for Cy. Jordan's family was spending 2 weeks at Lake Lashaway this summer. The lake was only an hour away, but when they were there, it seemed like a different world. Lake Lashaway was surrounded by high mountains. Some of the mountain's peaks were still covered in snow, even though it was June. As the snow melted, streams of the icy liquid ran down into the lake, making the water clear and cool. Before too long, Jordan's family arrived at their campsite by the shore. The sun sparkled and flashed on the water in the midday sun. "Wow," said Jordan as he saw the rows of canoes lined up on the shore. He was excited to go out on the lake in a canoe with his dad. Last year, Jordan was too small, but this year he knew he was strong enough to use a paddle. "Okay, let's get set up, and then we can all go swimming," said Jordan's mom after they unloaded the car. Jordan and Tiana helped their pa rinse, then put on their bathing suits and ran to the water. The water was shallow by the shore, and the two children waded in while their parents watched. Jordan dipped Cy Slider into the water to cool him off. While Jordan was playing with Cy, he saw a boy and girl waving to him from the next campsite. "Hey, Tiana," Jordan called. "I think that's Chris and Emily Wong, you know. They were here last summer." Jordan was so excited to see his old friends that he didn't notice that Cy had sunk into the water and out of sight. "Let's ask Mom and Dad if we can go over to their campsite," suggested Tiana. Jordan and Tiana walked over to the Wong's campsite. Chris and Emily were happy to see their old friends. Chris showed Jordan his new action figure, Guy Glider. "What does Guy do?" asked Jordan. "He's a pilot, and here's his plane," Chris explained. He picked up a toy jet and made a swift move through the air. Jordan reached into his pocket for Cy Slider, but uh-oh, where was Cy? "Oh no," said Jordan. "I've lost him again." Tiana rolled her eyes, thinking about all the other times Cy had gotten lost. "I'll help you look for him," said Chris, but neither one of them could find poor Cy Slider. Jordan was annoyed with himself for losing Cy again. To make Jordan feel better, Chris showed him how to use the compass his dad gave him. Jordan said, "Great. I can find my way around the camp, but I can't find Cy Slider." Emily and Tiana walked along the water back toward Tiana's campsite. They talked about what they'd done since the last time they saw each other. Emily had a new pet lizard that she named Lizzie. She wanted to bring Lizzie camping, but her dad told her it wasn't a good idea. There were wild animals near the lake that might hurt Lizzie. As the girls waded in the shallow water by the campsite, something caught Tiana's eye. She laughed and bent down to pick up the little red and yellow man at the bottom of the lake. "My brother loses his favorite toy at least once a week," she explained to Emily. Before long, Tiana and Emily saw a glum-faced Jordan walking toward them, with Chris by his side. "Oh, Jordan," said Tiana, "someone's pretty mad that you lost him again." She held out Psy Slider in her hand. A big smile lit up Jordan's face. "Tiana, you found Psy. Thanks." The 2 weeks of vacation went by quickly. Most nights after dinner, the two families toasted marshmallows by the fire and told stories until the kids got sleepy. Everyone promised to email each other and to make sure they spent the same 2 weeks at the lake next summer, too. The end.